Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. I pray that you are off to an amazing start to your week and your day. Good morning, April. So glad to see you. Go ahead and share this out, invite someone. Good morning, Miss Rose. Thank you so much for joining. Um, it is truly a blessing to be here today. And, you think about, I've been off a lot of days. I've been allowing my company to borrow some of my time, when needed and necessary. So it's truly amazing. And I know this time is wrapping up. It's coming to a rapid end because January the 4th is going to be on and popping, right? But I am going to enjoy this time while I can. And today I have quite a few meetings set up, probably about 6 hours already. And we're actually 7.5, excuse me. But anyway, I wanted to jump on just for a few minutes to tell you that there is nothing too hard when you have the right team. There is nothing too hard when you have the right team. And we know that we're ending um, and a year. I mean, it's been a year. We can truly say that we are getting ready to end the year as we also get ready to approach a new year. But we must realize that despite the things that we encountered, that we went through, that we faced, that there is yet nothing too hard when you have the right team. And for me, I got Team God. There is nothing too hard for God. There is nothing impossible for God. And we know that we can't be all God and no people. Because how many of you know that God sends us the right people at the right time, and therefore we have the right team? So we want to make sure that as we go into our new year, now we don't want to get hot headed because we haven't made it yet. We still have a few more days, a couple of days. We haven't made it yet, but we do want to. What we do want to do, we want to recognize that we do not have to fight this battle by ourselves. We do not have to do this thing by ourselves. And how many of you know that you can get more done when you have other people to help you? Good morning, Era. Thank you so much for joining. You can get more done when you have a team of people doing it. We got to get out of this solo mindset. We got to get out of this I'm so independent mindset, because we need other people to help us go to the next level. We must recognize that there are people that are out here that can take us to the next level. So we have to make a decision. Don't wait until 2021. Don't wait until, good morning, Brittany. Thank you so much for joining. You don't have to wait until, after the new year. You need to make a decision before the new year comes. So you will know how your year will already be mapped out. There are some things, kind of talked about it a little bit on yesterday. There are some things you need to leave in 2020. There are some people you need to leave in 2020. Some of us, team ministry. Yes, you need team ministry. You need team action. You need teamwork. You need team positive. You need, good morning, D. Thank you so much for joining all the way from Maryland. Amen. I see we have Arkansas in the house. We have Mississippi in the house. We have Maryland in the house. Super excited to see each of you. We need to realize that the team make the dream work. The team make the dream work. You hear me talking about getting your dreams out of your head into your life. You are not going to be able to do that solo. See, you got to get out of this mindset. I told you, moving in secret and thinking that you're going to do this reveal to let people know what you're doing. But see, you're around the wrong people. If you're around people that have a problem about your progress, listen at me. If you're around people that have a problem about your progress, you're probably entertaining the wrong people, because successful people that have their own thing going on, they're not really bothered about what you're doing. They're not competing about what you're doing. They're not comparing in what you're doing. You're around people that have too much time on their hand, and they got too much time to look at what you're doing versus worried about and working on. Listen, working on what they're doing, because they're not doing anything. Good morning, Evangelist Dorothy, all the way from Florida. Thank you so much for joining. So we need to repeat that again. If you have individuals that are concerned about, worried about, envious about, jealous about the things that you are doing, you might need to check your circle. You need to check your team. You're going to have to do team check, right? You're going to have to check your team, because see, successful people, they're not really worried about you. Have you noticed how a successful person can be scandalized? A successful person can be sued. A successful person can be talked about. They don't let that stop their progress. They will go to court. They will settle. They will pay whatever person that seems to think that that's, all of them, and go on about their business. How many broke people do you see sit around, entertain everything that everybody has to say, everything that everybody done did to them, and all these different sorts of types of things? So this is a thing that you want to evaluate before you go into your 2021. You want to evaluate your team. You want to evaluate your circle, and stop letting people that don't want nothing, that don't have nothing, stop you from getting yours. Because see, you're wasting valuable time trying to entertain, trying to defend, trying to, have an objection. You're trying to put your defense on something that don't even need defense. You're not in basketball. You have your offense and your defense and all these different sorts of types of things. But we got to get to a point that we have to stop entertaining the foolishness, to let them know what you saying don't even matter. It don't bother me, and I got to keep moving on. You can't come off the wall. You're building. You can't come off the wall to be entertaining the peasants. Come on, the peasants. Come on. You're coming down off the wall, entertaining somebody that don't want them. Do you know you got people that are assigned to you to keep you off of track? You have people that are assigned to you to keep you off of track. But there is nothing too hard when you have the right team. When you got the right people, when you have people that want to see you win, when you have people that's encouraging you. It ain't all the time where people got to be giving you no money. They don't have to be giving you no money, but sometimes people can give you a word. Sometimes people can give you encouragement. Sometimes they can give you support. Guard your heart, your vision, and your dream. You need to get away from around people. You need to get away from around people that do not have your best interest at hand and in heart. They do not have your best interest. They are so busy worried about what you're doing that they have lost track of their own stuff. You hear me? They have lost track of their own stuff. But look, you got to be so busy looking at your future that you don't have time to look at your past. You got to be so busy looking at your future that you don't have time to entertain what they say. You got to be so busy working on what you're working on that you don't even have time to entertain, how they feel and what they're doing. You have work to do. Work that is going to make you happy. Work that's going to put a smile on your face. Work that's going to make your bank account right. Work that's going to allow you to live the life that you desire. Work where you are able to see that your dreams are now your reality. They're no longer, pipe dreams. They're no longer pillar dreams. Come on now. They're no longer painful, because when you have purpose, Good morning, elegance. Thank you so much for joining. When you have purpose and when you want to achieve a thing, you don't have time to entertain people that's not doing anything. We're not even on the same playing field. You know, the things that's important to you. Come on now, Lord, I hear you. You know, the things that's important to you may not be important to them. You got people that's sitting around that's not doing anything, that they can sit around and talk about all type of crazy stuff that's not going to take them nowhere, that's not going to add anything to them, that's not benefiting them. Come on now, somebody. You know, I got this saying and I've had it for years. And for broke folks, come on, it'll upset them. But I tell them, if it's not productive, if it's not value added, if it's not making no money, guess what, boo? Onika don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. I don't have time to try to defend what you say, what you think, how you feel. We got to get to a point that we're working on what needs to be worked on, that we are doing the things that need to be done, and that we are living the life of our dream. Gotta stay focused on what God got you doing. I like it. You have to stay focused. Because see, when you take your eyes off of what he got you doing, you will begin to fail. You'll begin to fall. You'll begin to stumble. You'll begin to be depressed and stressed out. You'll begin to be weary. But no, we're not going to worry. We're going to be happy. No, don't worry. Be happy. You know, for me, my space is sacred. If you can't put a smile on my face and you don't bring me joy, baby, you don't deserve a space in my life. Come on now, somebody. If you don't, good morning, John, all the way from, let us know where you're coming from, all the way from Nigeria. Come on, somebody. When you do not put a smile on my face, and you don't bring joy in my life. Good morning, Shanti, all the way from Louisiana. We across the globe. Let's do some check-ins. No time for foolishness. I mean zero. We have absolutely zero time for foolishness. Can we do a check-in? We got Maryland in the house, Florida, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana. Come on now, somebody. We have Nigeria in the house. We have, it's just amazing. But listen. When you busy, we have Georgia in the house. Good morning, Sister Melton, Tupelo, Mississippi. When you're busy living your dream, you don't have time to be coming off the wall to entertain people that don't want anything. That is so important. That is so important. And this is the thing. This is a visual that I want you to have. This is one that I use all the time. Fulton, Mississippi in the house. This is the thing I use all the time. I said, you know what? If you're talking to the stop sign, you ought to feel a little crazy. You know, sometimes people, you got to look at them as a stop sign and figure if you're talking to them, I ought to feel a little crazy because, see, I got all this stuff that I'm doing, I'm working on. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience to deal with that. And so I said, you know, I have made some good choices in my life. I choose not to put up with drama. I choose not to entertain foolishness. I choose who is allowed in my life and who is not allowed in my life. Yes. Frederick, Maryland in the house. Come on now, somebody. I choose who I'm going to entertain. You got to choose who you're going to entertain. Do you know you cannot entertain everybody? Because, see, you can be trying to entertain people that don't like the way you entertain. And what you thought was a good thing, they would try to make it out of something bad. They would try to make you feel like you crazy, you out of order, that you shouldn't be doing these different sorts of types of things. And you can't even get hooked up and hung up on the people that you've helped. You're going to have to look at this like this. The people that you have helped, you help them where you need to help them at, and then you got to move on. You have to move on. Don't let yourself get hooked on no hook that's going to keep you stuck. And I don't care who it is. Don't get hooked on that hook. Don't get caught up on that. Sometimes you will get hooked on not being able to move forward because you sitting back talking about you helped them and they didn't say thank you, and you helped them and now they following somebody else. you helped them and this happened and that happened. If people don't value what you bring into their life, you don't have to bring it and shine it up in their face, because most of the time, I'm going to tell you something. Most of the time when people don't have no drive, and if they only start moving because you was a part of something that they, if it was some, now if they got it, they got it. Sometimes people just need a boost, but you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about them going too far, too fast, or even too long. And it's not that you're worried about it. It's not that you're concerned about it, because the whole idea is to not keep people. The ideal is not to keep the people dependent on you. See, we got to think like birds. How many birds do you see where they leave their kids in their nest all their life? The parents looking, you going to either fly or die. Help. Come on, listen. Birds have a mentality that you are going to fly or you're going to die. You don't see a bunch of adult birds sitting around in the nest talking about they don't know where to go and what to do. When you do it from the heart, heaven is your reward. But Era, you have a lot of people that sit back. They will be stopped in their growth because they're saying that I helped them. And they got the biggest saying that they wouldn't even be where they are if it was not for me. See, your mind is not right. You should be excited about what you was able to do and know that you are not every level in everybody's life. You're not every level because you don't know everything. You can't do everything. So you may have helped them on the first step. They may not need you on step 2 and step 3 and step 4 and step 5. But you sitting there stuck because you saying they didn't say thank you. You're sitting there stuck because you're saying that they're working with somebody else. Good morning, Lalita. Thank you so much for joining. You're sitting there worried about, you didn't stop growing because you worried about them growing with somebody else. You're going to have to let people be, baby. You're going to have to do what you was called and created to do. You're going to have to play your part and get out of the way. Do you know in a movie scene that everybody is not playing every part? Some people die after they first scene. Some people get out the way after the first scene. Stop trying to be in the whole movie. If you're not the star of the movie, you're not going to be in there from the beginning to the end. We may see you show up once and never see you again, but you played your part. You played your part. So I want you to really think about your team and really take a hold of the idea that if you have the right team, that there is nothing too hard, there is nothing impossible, there is nothing that you cannot do, there is nothing that you cannot achieve. Sometimes you cannot achieve the things that you want to achieve. You cannot do the things that you want to do because you got the wrong team. Check your team. Check your circle. Check those folks that say they for you, but really not with you. Oh, that was a power one there. You got people that say, I'm with you, but they not for you. I'm with you, but they don't support you. I'm with you. They never have kind word to say on your behalf. You have people that are with you for a whole nother motive. It's not because they're concerned about how you can be a help to them. And you got to look at it like this too. Don't you stop moving because you said somebody copying what you doing. Can't nobody carbon copy you and do what you do. They may do something like you, but they can't do what you do. There is not another Coach O. I don't care how many coaches. I don't care what they coaching about. I don't care what their style of coaching, how organized their coaching is. There is not another Coach O, Dr. O. There is not another Onika, because you can't be me as well as I can be me. I can't be you. I cannot be you. I can be a great me. I'll be a lousy you. I wouldn't even put in all the effort trying to be you. I wouldn't put in all the time trying to be you. But see, with me, I got work to do. I got work to do for me. That is so true. I told God this year, I'm cutting off folks who ain't for me. You got to cut them and not think twice about it, evangelist, because you have people that's just wasting your time and spinning your wheels. You have people that's stopping you from being what you can be because they're not for you. They are people that are holding you back. They cause you more problem than they do any celebration. They cause you more pain because you sitting up wondering what you did and what you said and why they don't like. And good morning, Trina. Thank you so much for joining. You got to stop sitting around entertaining people in this foolishness. We do not want to take that in 2021, but we want to be ready, knowing that if we have the right team, that we can achieve anything and we can do it in record time. Do you know when you got the right people in your corner, it do not have to take you all year to do a thing. When you got the right people in your corner, when you got the right people in your team, that you can do more things. The team really does make the dream work. It makes the dream work. And I want people, especially women, I want you to stop thinking that you cannot work with other women. There are some women that can propel you forward, but you have put in your mind, because you have been around some wrong folks on your team, that you don't need nobody. Now you need to do this thing solo and you need to do it independent. But can I tell you this? When you get connected with the right people, when you have divine connections, it will take you to places that you never could have imagined. It will put you before people that you never thought you would be in front of, and it will allow you to do some things that you never dreamed of doing. The right team make your dream work. It makes it work faster. It makes it more enjoyable, because what is it that you can gain all these riches and you don't have nobody to share them with? You didn't gain all these riches, but don't nobody like you. You didn't gain all these riches and you're miserable. Now, I'm not talking about you got to have this big fan, because see, you got all these fans and followers, but see, sometimes a bunch of fans and followers ain't good. A bunch of fans and followers, a bunch of followers are not good. You have a bunch of people following you, but you got to ask why. Why? What is it that they want? What is it that they want? You got some people following you just so they can have updated information. They're not trying. They're not locking in on what you're doing. They're not even really concerned about what you're doing. You got some people that are just miserable in their life and they don't have anything else to do. Well, I mean, have you ever seen people that have exes and they own your page? You an ex, boo. Let exes be exes. You got people, they worried about every move you make, every move you make, every post you post, everything you say. Boo, go on. Go on. You don't have to be riding by people's pages. Y'all used to be riding by folks' house trying to see who over there and all these different sorts of crazy things that have you miserable. Those things have you miserable. I had to ask a lady day before yesterday. She says she constantly finds stuff on her husband's, boyfriends, or somebody's. They've been together for 11 or 12 years. They have kids, and he be in inboxes talking to people. And so I asked her, I said, well, let me ask you a question. How is it that you constantly are finding things? Because do you know when you look for stuff, you find it? That's the whole purpose of looking for stuff. See, a lot of times, when you look for looking and finding and lost, there's a combination in there. You have to let exes be exes, baby. And when you're in relationship with people that don't respect you, now if people doing stuff that you don't know, okay. But if you looking for stuff, the thing that they always said, when you look for stuff, you gonna find it. So you have to make a decision. Why keep looking for the same stuff and you're not doing anything with it? If you have already come to a mutual agreement that this relationship is not working, you riding by people's page and you worry about what they posting and who they posting with, who they in the picture with, and who they said, and you wonder why you're not getting your healing. I'm trying to help somebody today. I know, because see, this is all about your teamwork. Because see, your ex is not a part of your team once we done come to the conclusion that this team is over. It's true, Trina. It's true. They be riding on the page and they try to sneak through your friend inbox. Cause see, when you done block them, now they'll go and find somebody that you friends with, that y'all have a mutual friend with. And do you know how crazy that is, women? I mean, I just gotta tell you, laughing, yes, people do that. They be riding past my house looking, really. They do. They do. But that's one of the most miserable things. This is what you gotta do. When you cut somebody off, you gotta cut them off. I'm gonna say that again. When you cut somebody off, you have to cut them off. You don't need to be sitting up on the phone. You don't need to be sitting up on their page looking and lurking. You don't need to be scrolling and drooling all like the mouth. And you worried about if he could have been, if he would have just been doing that when we was together. Maybe he wasn't mature when you was together. Maybe y'all wasn't compatible. Maybe you wasn't supposed to be with him in the first place. Because how is it that you're gonna make something that wasn't supposed to work? Blink, blink. How is it that you are going to try to make something work that was never supposed to work? You stop trying to make things that wasn't supposed to work. He may be perfect. They may be crazy together and get along fine. You may have had a good sense and he was crazy. See, crazy and good sense can't that don't work. Two crazy people, you thinking, honey, they good for each other. They supposed to be with each other. They was made for each other. They are a perfect couple. Because you got some crazy people, they get along well. They get along well. Let them be. Get off their page. Stop driving. I'm trying to free somebody. Stop driving by these people's house and stop getting so offended when you're doing all these different sorts of types of things. You're going to have to let bygones be bygones, baby, and stop believing the hype. Don't believe the hype because people be lying to you. You know, you got to, when people show you who they are, you got to believe them the first time. I know you try to find the good in everybody. I know you said, there's good in everybody. There he is. But it's God's job to find that good. Because I'm going to leave you. When you show me that you're a little crazy, I'm going to let you be crazy. And if crazy is not what I'm looking for, I'm not buying it. See, a lot of people, you buy stuff that people selling that you don't use. Hello. You buy stuff that people are selling that you do not use. Why do you do it? I know sometimes you say, well, I'm just trying to support. Stop. There's nothing wrong with support. You don't have to get what they selling if you want to support them. Because you can just give them, a donation and say, well, you know what? I don't really use that, but I want to support what you're doing. Here's a donation. See, a lot of you get hooked up to say you got to use something that you don't like because you bought it. Because you paid for it. So you will start changing what you like. I don't know why I'm going here, but this is what's coming up. You will start changing what you like just because you bought something, and that ain't even usually your thing. You don't have to use everything that you buy, but you don't have to buy everything that you don't use, because you can give a donation, you can give support, and sometimes you can just move on or whatever. But anyway, you got to know that you are responsible. You're the team leader. Can I put you in charge of your life? Let me put you in charge of your life. You are the team leader. Come on. Come on, captains. I want all the captains. You are responsible for who you let play in your life. You're responsible for who you allow to speak in your life. You're responsible for who you allow to be in your life. You're the captain of your team. Come on, captains. Come on. Y'all, come on. You are the captain of your team. Now, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months into 2021, I don't want you complaining about these people that you let in. You either let them play or you put them on the bench. Stop putting your C players in your startup lineup. Put them, if they belongs on the bench because they haven't practiced, they haven't appreciated. Come on now, y'all not gonna talk to me. Y'all not gonna talk to me. Listen to me. Listen. Wait a minute. Y'all not gonna talk to me. Come on now. Captain's report for duty today. I need you. You're responsible for the people that you allow to impact, influence, and have a say and a do in your life. You don't have to say that you feel sorry for, or you should just and this, that, and no. No, 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 no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. We need to make sure that we are being the captain of our team. We determine who we allow in our life. So remember, when you have the right team, there is nothing impossible. If you don't win, that means you don't have the right team. Because when you got the right team, everybody's going to be willing to practice. You ain't going to have no ball hog. You're not going to have somebody that feel like I got more talent than everybody else, so y'all practice and I'm not going to practice. No, 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 no. Everybody does not need access to you. I don't even, and for me, Era, I don't even give everybody access. See, sometimes people will get too common with you. Sometimes people get too common with you. You know, I tell people, you're not talking to your dentist about your teeth when you go and see him in Walmart. He only see you about your teeth and all these different sorts of types of things when you make an appointment. And what we do out here in these social media streets, we sometimes feel because we see a person online, we just inboxing them. They wanna run something by you. No, you don't want to run nothing by me. That ain't the way that work. You know, you have people, they just put themselves in access to you. Good morning, Diane. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody don't need access to you. I don't care about you being on social media. Sometimes, yes, lesson learned the hard way. Oh, absolutely. See, people think, that's what I like about, it's not so much about caller ID. Because sometimes I look at a thing like, okay, now they calling me, they doing, X, Y, Z, Y. I know I had a unexpected visitor. It was one day, what is today? A couple days ago. At 8:15, somebody beating on my door, and I'm thinking, who in the world is just knocking on my door? But guess what? Whoever it was, they stayed out there, because I'm thinking, if you know me, one, you're not going to be coming at my house at that time of night. I'm old school. And you ain't called. I don't know who you are. I'm not opening my door. I don't care. I said, I didn't care if it was Barack and Michelle. If they hadn't called, they wasn't coming in. You hear me? You have to stop allowing people. You are speaking the truth, woman of God. Come on. You have to stop allowing people to do self-access. See, this is we going there. See, you got to know, teams are picked. You pick your team. You don't let people just put themselves on your team. That's a key. You need to write that one down. Put that in your notes. Team leaders, put that in your note. You pick your team, and do not allow people to just put themselves on your team. Because, see, I don't know if you've been practicing, boo. I don't know what you're working with. So you have to stop allowing individuals to just do stuff. Stop allowing people to just do stuff. Stop allowing people to just do stuff. You just let them come and you say, well, I don't know how to tell them this. You have to just tell them. You don't be afraid to tell them that you hadn't signed up for this team. You wasn't picked for this team. You're not qualified for this team. You got to let people be qualified to be up in your life. You cannot allow people to just bring themselves in your life, because you got some people that had drive, and when they get the wrong people on their team, guess what? They stop you from going. Yeah, you do it. They stop you from moving. Cause see, they start telling you all this crazy stuff. It don't take all that. You ain't gotta be doing all this, that, and the third. You put in too much time and this and that. You gotta stop allowing people. They don't know what real success look like. They don't. I never saw, when Michael Jordan and Kobe was, I never saw them complaining about practicing at their craft. You got people that don't know what it feels like. I was watching a documentary last night at 2:00 this morning. You hear me? It was like 2.5 hours. Yes, ma'am. Say that. Good morning, Joe. Thank you so much for joining. I was watching a documentary. It was about 2.5. It was so powerful. You have to know what you want. And because people don't see your dream the way you see it. So they feel like you're wasting time. They feel like that you should not be doing these different sorts of types of things. They think you got time to sit around doing nothing. Most days is on the phone. That's when I say, I know, it's going to take a special boo to say that he going to be with me. Because see, I'm not going to change who I am. Cause see, I'm already, sometimes you will change and we got to dumb down and we got to stop doing what we doing. See, the person that come into my life to say that we going to be one and this and that and all these different sorts of types of things, we have an understanding, cause this is what I do. If you got a problem with me talking on the phone, we got a problem already. Because in a day's time, I may be on the phone 6 to 8 hours. That's what I do. So why would you get yourself connected in a team? Because you got to look, you got different teams. You got a financial team. You got a production team. You may got a family team. You got a home team. You may have a romantic team. You got different teams, but you are the captain of that team to determine who you let play. You have to determine. Good morning, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining. You have to determine who you allow to play. You can't let everybody be on your team. You can't let everybody be on your romantic team because they in your inbox. Who meet people in their inbox that you don't know in person? You can't hardly meet them right in person. So why would I meet you and get all excited and aroused over something that your picture may not be your picture, your profile may not be your profile. So why would I get excited with you inboxing me? Boo, bye. Nobody got time for that. Come on. Y'all not going to talk to me today. I can be on here on a Tuesday because I'm off work, y'all. But listen. Excuse me. You have to be responsible for who you allow on your team. So I want to start at the top because see, a lot of times you have people that are lonely and they feel like they have to be in a romantic relationship, but don't get hooked up with no foolish joker. That's female or male, because you got some real crazy women out here that think they somebody's mama, and you got some real crazy males out here that think they somebody's daddy. Come on now, we got to be honest, because it's not all crazy men. You got some real ignorant women. Choose your team wisely. Choose your team wisely. When you're choosing your romantic team, you gotta take everything into account. You gotta take your money into account. You gotta take your business into account. You gotta take your family into account. You gotta take your kids into account. Because see, sometimes women will get in relationships with men that have a problem that you got kids. Baby, we come as a package. I don't care if they foster. I don't care if they adopted. I don't care if they're biological. They mine. So it ain't you got to choose your team wisely. You're not going to come here mistreating nobody that's up under this roof. No, we're not going to do that. You got some, come on. You got some that feel like, no, it's about you. No, it's about us. It's about us. We call Team Shirley. Come on now, somebody. You're going to have to get your team right. You got to get your team right. So when your team is not right, when you got a fella or you got a female, they want to, we're talking about teams, and I'm trying to get you right for 2021. I'm trying to get you right for 2021, because you got some crazy females that feel like before your time he got kids with other people, and now you don't want him to see your kids because you jealous. Boo, bye. It ain't just the men. You got some ignorant women out here. I know y'all don't like it because, see, y'all like people to be on your side and you like people to not tell you the truth. You got some ignorant women. Baby, them kids was made before your time and you is not that jealous. You cannot miss something that you can't measure. You are an after fact. Boo. Don't do it. So if you see she got a problem with your kids, or when you say something about your baby mama, because this is the thing. This is the, I'm gonna get off of y'all because y'all are crazy. Y'all crazy. Let me tell you. If what they had was worth having, you wouldn't have never came in the picture. Can we just be real? Gotta have boundaries, clear expectations, and understanding on where we trying to go. You better say it. If what they had was working. See, a lot of times you got all this drama. You know, you didn't put a bad taste in the kid's mouth. Now you got the other person looking at you crazy, you know, because you thinking, okay, what do he mean? You know, this and that. If what they had was working, so you need to be the sweet thing on the other side that's not bringing drama to already a crazy situation, because the person that they was with, whether male or female, it's a reason that they was with them and they not together. But we'll sit around with some of the craziest stuff on our mind. I'm trying to help y'all today. We'll sit around with the craziest stuff. It's even, you know, and I'm going to get off your relationship because y'all get offended. Y'all won't follow me. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. You're going to hear it today. And if you know, I tell people, you take the lesson and you leave the pain, because the only way we're going to get better if we are challenged with the way we're thinking. A lot of times we keep doing foolish stuff because nobody's telling you, because you get an attitude. And see, I don't have nothing to get from you. Not paying me. And even if you was, I'm going to tell you the truth anyway. Because what good would it be for me to be your coach or your mentor, or me to do some consulting work for you, and your result is the same? Because if you go into a problem and come out with the same idea that you had, nothing is going to change, darling. It's not. But I don't want you to go in 2021 thinking that it's going to be different. But we should have more respect for ourselves. There must be boundaries. There must be clear expectations. Don't get up in this and stop faking and trying to fool people that you don't have no kids. Good morning, Nikita. Thank you so much for joining. You know, sometimes you'll fool people like you don't have no kids because they don't never see you with none. You don't never talk about none. They don't never see no posters. And never see no pictures of them. You just doing all this tooting up and selfish. Come on now. You speaking the truth. Thanks for the challenge to be better in 2021. Amen. Thank you so much. You know, and then you surprise them. And so you're going to have to be upfront from the beginning. Can we do that? I need you to be upfront with people from the beginning. Stop pretending to be something that you're not. If you know you don't cook every day, because see, when my boo come up in here, you know, I may do some cooking. I just may do some stuff, but that's not going to be the expectation. I need somebody that's going to be willing to help cook. I need somebody that's going to be willing to help do some stuff. I'm not going to do it because, see, I just told you what I do. And you don't have to come all undone. Oh my God, this and that and the third. Honey, sit down somewhere. Because see, we will put meaning on something that don't even really have a meaning to it. I need you to get your team right in 2021. You need to get your home team right. You need to get your romantic team right. I need you to get your business team right. You got some people that you should have fired off your team long time ago, but you're afraid to tell them they done. You're done. You're done. If you're holding on to people that are not assisting you in progressing, what is the difference? Why do you have them? That's something we ought to really think about. You have to think about, back to this romantic relationship, if we're not going to be happy and going farther, faster because we're together, why are we together? Just why are we together? Because I know it ain't for those 2 or 3 minutes of fame. Because that don't last. That does not last. There are some things that need to be done and talked about on the front end, because that don't last, boo. No, we can't live off that. We cannot live off that. We're going to get ready to get up off of here because, you know, we've been on here and I can keep on going, but we can't live off of that. But I need you to know that when you got the right people on your team, when you have the right, and this is, I keep going back to this home team because it's important. You cannot show up in business, on your job, and in your community if your home is crazy. You have a lot of successful people in these streets, but they're miserable. And then they bring that junk to the job, and they bring that junk to the community, and they bring that junk to the church, and they bring that junk. See, you got to get your home life right. Think about it. See, a lot of people are saying that you on the phone for 6 to 8 hours. Okay, check this out. If you was working outside of the home, just say you work night shift. Say your kids go to school in the daytime. So you ain't seeing them in the daytime because they at school. And you work night shift, so you're not seeing them at night. Do you feel bad about that? Because the job you have is overnight or is in the evening time. You on what they call, second shift or whatever. So just think about if you worked a shift like 3 to 11. But see, 3 to 11 is putting food on the table. 3 to 11 is keeping the lights on. 3 to 11 is putting keeping a roof over your head. 3 to 11 is keeping your water running. Do you feel bad about that? But see, sometimes I think we think because we're in the house that we should be doing something different. You can't be sitting around lollygagging, watching TV all day long, goo-gooing and gaga and playing around and you're not getting nothing done. Because see, we can do great things. We can do nice things. We can do fun things. But if it's not bringing anything in at the end of the month, boo, because see, it's not a problem day to day because you're not paying bills every day. But baby, when it come time to pay the mortgage, when it come time to pay the rent, when it come time to pay the light bill, gas bill, water bill, cable bill, internet bill, phone bill, when it come time to go to things and you don't have nothing to bring to the table, you bring heat to the house. So ask yourself, do you feel bad about being the provider, being able to do? You don't have to beg, rob, and borrow, but you're able to do what you got to do. So you got to look at your stay in place. You got to look at your working at home. And mama, stop lying like you're not entertaining them kids all day anyway. Get them something to do. And it's not where they can be glued up in their games all day. It's not where they can be glued on their games all night. Get them some books, baby. Let them read. Elevate their mind. Expand what they have. Because see, it's good to listen to stuff. But you have to be active when you are reading stuff. See, a lot of you use music. Listen. You use music. That's passive. Because you're using music to get you all in the mood to clean up and everything. You ain't really listening to that. You just got noise because you got noise going on. You're not paying attention to what they saying and all these different sorts of types of things. Even when you're driving, a lot of times you can get a lot of stuff from a podcast. You can get a lot of stuff from a radio program. You can get a lot of stuff from somebody speaking with you and you're active and you're there. Like you're engaging here, you can get a lot from that. But if you're trying to listen at me and you're doing all these other different sorts of types of things, you listening at your podcast, you're driving, you're trying to see who's standing in their lane, who coming all up behind you, who done crossed the line, you looking at the red light. How much are you really getting from that? How much are you really retaining from that? How much are you really keeping from that? Not much. But when you read, you're not going to get a word until you get to it. It ain't going to just pop off the page and tell you, that's what this is. No, you're going to have to be active. It's time for you to be active in your team. So team leaders, I need you, captains, come on. I need the captains to get in the front, pick your team and say, okay, this is my business team. This right here is my romantic team. This right here is my financial team. You got to stop letting everybody play the same role. Because see, you got people trying to play an all-time role in your life and it's jacking you up. Can we just be honest? It is really messing you up. You're not getting anywhere because you're trying to do everything and you got somebody else that don't know how to do nothing giving you advice. Baby, you better look at your advisory board because they're not advising you to be successful. They're advising you to where you are being a failure and you're frustrated. And you figure that 2020 was a bad year. 2020 was a good year to me. It was a good year. We've had losses. We've had losses. I'm not overlooking losses. We've had some trials and tribulation. Baby, we had to pivot. We had to shift and we had to change some things. But you cannot be so stuck in what you're doing that you cannot shift when a shift is necessary. You gotta be willing to shift. You gotta be willing to shift. You gotta own your no. You gotta know what to say yes to and what to say no to. If you're not working that calendar, you just yes and everything. Can you do this? Yes, yes, yes. Can you do it? Yes, I can. Yes, yes. No, I can't because I have something else all ready to be done at that time. Look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I hope that I've said something to encourage you. I hope I've said something that you can really ponder on over these next couple of days in 2020, where you can have an amazing 2021. The next couple of days, that's all our messages are going to be about. How we can prepare for a better year. Coming out, and we're not, I don't know, pandemic, because see, after these Christmas gatherings, ain't no telling what may happen in the next 13, 12, 14 days. We don't know what we're facing. We don't know when we're coming out, but you should be prepared you should be prepared to some capacity to say that I can do this. Stop sitting back. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to do something different? You have to make some life-changing decisions, not later, but now. You know, I have an acronym now, NOW. There is no other when. The time is now. Don't wait to contact me next year and you're going to see how it's going to be. And I want to talk to coach and all this. Do it today. I'm free today. We can get you on the calendar. Start getting you set up for 2021. Do it today. It is time for us to go to the next level. I am free. I'm free, but not free. You know, I'm off. And like I said, I have already 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have like an hour and a half meeting. I have a 4-hour thing. I have an hour thing and another hour thing. So you do the math. So that's about 8 hours, right? That's about 8 hours. So anyway, that's what my day looked like today. But you show up, you get up, you do what you need to do. We have to show up for ourselves and stop waiting. Stop waiting, baby. Stop waiting. Stop. Can I say that again? We have to stop waiting for something to happen and start making something happen. If you want a better 2021, it's up to you, team. It's up to you, captain. It's up to you, leader. Don't put your life in somebody else's hand that do not have your best interests in the forefront, right? So if you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence. Stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. I pray that you have an amazing day.